In this video, we're going to look at how we can find a circle's equation when given an image of a circle on a coordinate plane. For instance, the first thing we want to do is we want to find the center of the circle. And in this case, the center of the circle is right here at origin. So I'm going to write center. And I'm going to give the ordered pair for its location, which at origin, your x value is 0 and your y value is 0. Now the reason this is important, because once we find the center, we're going to go ahead and we're going to write that ordered pair and we're going to label it h and k. So instead of x and y, we do h and k. And I'm going to write right here, center of circle. Now we also need to find the radius. And the easiest way to find the radius, what I do is find the center of the circle, and then I just count how many lines I have to go down to get to the circumference. So for instance, I go down 1, 2, 3, 4. So therefore the radius is equal to 4 units. And this r up here, it actually stands for radius, because you're going to need to know that. So r is equal to 4. So once you found your ordered pair, which represents the center of the circle, and you found your radius, we're just going to substitute those values into the circle's equation that you see down here. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this real quick. But what I'm going to do is in place of the letters that we're going to be replacing, which are the letters that are in pink, I'm going to put a set of parentheses, and we're going to put the value that represents that variable. And I recommend you do it the same way, because we are going to have some sign changes and we're going to have to calculate the radius. Now if I go ahead and I substitute my numbers, I'm going to go ahead and I look and see that h is equal to 0 in this case. So I'm going to put a 0 there. And k is equal to 0. And r is equal to 4. So if I were to write this and wanted to continue it, I would simply just write this as x minus 0 squared plus y minus 0 squared is equal to 16. So that would be our equation. Now sometimes we're going to have a situation where it's not on origin and the radius is going to be a different value. So let's just do one more example. So I'm just going to write an example right here. So this is example 2 in the same video. Let's say that we were to have -1 and 6 for our h and k. And let's say for our radius, we had 12. Now if we were asked to put this into an equation given the ordered pair, which is the center of the circle, so I'm going to write right here center, and we're given r, our radius. Once again, we're just going to substitute those values into our equation. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this. So we still have x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. Now at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and rewrite this and substitute my values. So x minus some value for h plus y minus some value for k equals some value for r squared. So we're just going to take these numbers. I'm just going to take them one at a time. Notice my h value. I'm going to replace h with it. So it's a -1. And notice that even though there's a minus sign out here, I still put the negative value. I still put the negative with the 1, because we have to take the term and its sign that's in front of it. So that is -1. My k value is 6, so for k, we put a 6 in the parentheses. And my radius is 12, so I'm going to put a 12 in parentheses. Be sure that you're using parentheses when you substitute these numbers. Now the next step is we have to remember to distribute our negative sign. So just know that in this case, right, we have two negative signs here. So a negative times a negative makes it a positive. So this actually becomes x plus 1. So we had a sign change here because the 1 was negative and we had a minus sign outside. Over here, this negative is being, negative 1 is being multiplied to a positive 6. Now I say negative 1 because remember there's always an invisible 1 in front of every parenthesis. So this is negative 1 times positive 6, which just simply makes it negative 6. So that's why you're going to see this remains y minus 6. And then 12 squared, if we put that in the calculator, gives us, it's 12 times 12, which is going to be 144. And then this would be our equation for that circle. A circle with a center that's located at -1, 6, and a radius that's 12.